or welcome back to the 8th Concession. My name is Natalie. It's the middle of March and it is still super mild here. Very unusual, but I do think, sorry, the birds are so loud today. I do think it's supposed to go back down to almost freezing temperature, so 2 degrees Celsius, which is probably around 35 Fahrenheit. So before it gets cold again and I'm back in the house, I thought maybe I would tackle this flower bed. The more I get done early in the year, the less I have to do in April or May. And if it is truly going to be an early year, it'll get hot very quickly. Temperatures in Canada swing greatly, so we have usually super cold winters, a very short spring where the temperature then swings, and then it gets very hot in the summer. So it goes from one extreme to the other. Right now we have this sort of mild winter, but it'll get hot quickly once summer comes. So I thought if today I could clean up this front flower bed, that just puts me a little bit farther ahead for the gardening season and, you know, more time to spend on the vegetables. So we have some dead stuff to pull, and you'll see that on the ground there is some almost like moss because we had such a wet summer last year. So I'm going to try and pull that up a bit. I'm going to pull back some of the ground cover and get ready for things to grow, because I'll show you that some of my spring flowers are already up. Here is my first wave of daffodils, and they are so pretty in the spring. This is sort of a combination. There's a plain yellow, there's one that has like 3 little small daffodil flowers. One I think is like an orange. Anyway, it's such a lovely display, and typically this ground cover that I do not know the name of, I got a slip of it from my mother's garden. It has such pretty purple flowers, and that looks so great with the yellow daffodils. I think maybe you can see that it's already getting ready to bloom. It blooms really early. I think it blooms a second time in the spring. I really, really love it. And then over here, you can see I have some tulips coming up. I actually don't know what kind these are, so it's going to be a surprise. They might be orange. I did not plant them last fall, so they're already at least second year tulips, so that'll be a nice surprise. And over here, I can see more daffodils. So these daffodils, and there's another clump of them sort of in the middle of this bed, are all the, I think they're called pink, but they look more like a white petal with like a salmon colored center. They are so pretty, but they do come up a little later than the first daffodils over there. Here's the third clump, and you can see some of this moss that I was talking about because it was so wet, so I'm going to try and take that off as well. Over here I have the dragon's blood sedum, and you can see all the little red flowers. This really is a great plant, giving some red color to the garden, and it looks nice all summer long. Well, I better get to it before the rain comes. That's forecast for this afternoon. There you go. Doesn't that look better? Now everything is ready for spring. The daffodils there have some room. The tulips. All the hostas are cleared back. In the middle, I broke up most of the moss. I mean, moss looks pretty in a forest, but not in my front garden. And I noticed some damage. So here on this creeping phlox, you can see this looks like frost damage. And part of that's due to the fact that we didn't have snow cover this year. So any of the really cold ice can damage the plants. And my hens and chickens here also have some damage. But it looks like in the center, they're still doing okay. I'm pretty sure they'll recover, but it just doesn't look great right now. But I am really pleased with that. Well, that's one garden down, several more to go, but this one's kind of the most important because it's the first one I see when I come out the front door and every time we drive in the driveway. So just knowing that this one is ready to go for the gardening season makes me feel good. So even if we do get some more cold weather, which I think we're going to have to, this one is ready and I'm just that much farther ahead on the gardening season, so that's a good thing. Well, I hope you're getting started on your gardening season no matter where you are, because it feels good to be outside and getting some work done. Bye for now.